Hi everybody, John here. In my last video but one, I showed a compilation album that I had got in a box of records that I acquired very cheaply. I didn't really think very much about the compilation really. I kept it because I thought it had some interesting tracks, but I mean on first sight it just seems to be like any other kind of compilation album, like now that's what I call music or hits of whatever year, hits of the 80s, that type of thing. But it's not. It's got tracks on here by Nina Simone, Jimi Hendrix, Gene Pitney, Beach Boys, Ike and Tina Turner, but also, most interestingly, the Beatles. They're live tracks by the Beatles, and I just assumed that they were ones that had been published before. My assumption was that maybe they were something from this album, for instance, or what else is there? This type of thing. But I can't match them to those. I'll put a little bit of a close-up still of the backside of some of the information on these tracks. It seems that they're live tracks recorded from 1961. As far as I can tell, there aren't actually any published tracks or music from that time. This is one. I put it on in the background because I don't want to do a proper needle drop. I did that once before. Let me just change it over. Okay, so I just put on the next track. The record label that this record is on Canberra Records. Apparently they are most known for their 2 record sets. That they issued. So this is no different. This is volume 1. I've seen online there's a volume 2. But I haven't really looked that closely. I don't know if there are any more. So yeah, I would love to do sort of proper needle drops of these tracks, just for Beatles people out there to be able to hear and sort of tell me if there's anything they can tell me about these tracks. But a while ago, a couple of years ago, I did a video all about this compilation, Mojo Party. It's like a French compilation, and it's got less Beatles. So it's basically some tracks on here, the Beatles with Tony Sheridan singing. When I published this on YouTube, I got some very severe sounding, intimidating threats by the copyright police. So I took it down immediately because I didn't want to get my arse sued by Paul McCartney et al. But that's why I'm not going to kind of make a deliberate attempt to put up needle drops from the 3 tracks that are on this record. So they're quite interesting because that last one that I played, it says underneath Paul at the mic in 1961 in a gentler mood. Underneath this track, Mr. Moonlight, it says, featuring John's famous raucous lead vocals, vintage Star Club Hamburg recording. And then there's one more track, Long Tall Sally. It says underneath, rare live recording of the boys at the Star Club Hamburg in 1961. So really my main thing is I'd like to try and find out, are these tracks that I'm playing in the background, have they been published somewhere else? Are they well known by Beatles fans, people that collect Beatles memorabilia, so Beatle heads basically. Or are these, you know, have they been mislabeled? Maybe they're not from 1961, maybe they're from 62, maybe they've been published somewhere else under a different sort of banner, if you like. Or are they genuine, sort of lost and forgotten Beatles recordings that have snuck under the radar for a long time? I don't know. But I mean, if there's anyone out there that does know, that can give me some information about this, I'd be very interested to hear. Purely because, you know, it's quite unusual. It's not every day you find a record with recordings of a band like the Beatles that you can't identify. There doesn't seem to be anything obvious on the net. I haven't searched that far, but you know, generally people have a good background knowledge of these things, would be able to tell me. Alright, well thank you very much everybody. I'm going to post this, hope the copyright police don't threaten to put me in jail and sell my belongings. If they do, I'll just take the video down because I don't want to get into trouble for that sort of thing. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much everybody. Check out my next video. Bye.